Yo, mic check, mic check. What's happening? JayShockblast here, and we are live, and we've got this stream going live in 5 minutes. I just need to send out a tweet. We are live, co-streaming the dev stream for Marvel's Midnight Suns. Come see what they've been up to and chat with me while we watch. All right, let's get that thumbnail up there. And we are tweeting. All right. So how's everybody doing today? I am JayShockblast. Is the audio is loud on my end, but is the audio good? What's up, Superior Chris, Hego, Wolfcop McGee? We got Keon Sensei. Am I going to talk on Discord? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's go ahead and do that. Hold on. Son, hope to see you in the chat. I'll be Firaxis Games on Twitter. All right. Let's find my Discord, and we're gonna go into stream only multiplayer. What's up, Dolly? You think Gotham Knights is gonna be any good? Well, I've played it and I loved it, so yes, I think it's gonna be fantastic. I think everybody should be very excited. I should probably have my Midnight Suns cards handy, so I could kind of like show off that. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a great day. We're gonna see what's up with Midnight Suns coming December 2nd. I am a 2K Next Maker. If you're not aware, I am sponsored by Midnight Suns, so I gotta disclose all that right here from the get-go. I promise you, I will never, ever be anything but honest about the game, about anything that I talk about, and you know, let's just hope we got a good time here. So.
Yo, what's up, Jay?
Yo.
How's life?
Fine, but we're about to do this stream here, so unless we're talking Midnight Suns.
Yeah. How much are you excited about Midnight Suns?
I'm very excited.
Same, I swear. Most character I'm excited to play is Magic.
Good choice, good choice. Good afternoon, by the way. Is Midnight Suns going to be like Gotham Knights? No. Midnight Suns is going to be more like XCOM. It is a turn-based real-time strategy game. Is Daredevil in Midnight Suns? Not yet. I think the only character that hasn't really been revealed yet as a playable hero is Hulk. And Hulk kind of leaked a little bit in the Collector's Edition or whatever the Legendary Edition is. Gotham Knights 2's, I'm going to be playing on Xbox, Corey. I'll be playing on both. I'll buy whatever they don't send me. Yo, Deeper Depths, what's good, my man? Plan on going to GameStop while wearing the Spider-Man. Oh, that's dope. Pick up the game when it launches. I want pictures of that. Game looks very good, and no one will convince me otherwise. I agree. I mean, listen, I've been playing another game right now that I can't talk about yet that is a little similar, I think. And honestly, it's kind of quelled any of my concerns that I've had about the real-time strategy aspect. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. What's up, Manny? What's up, Stefano? Is Scarlet Witch playable? Yes. And I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a little bit of Scarlet Witch. I don't know who I'm most excited to play as right now. I mean, I kind of like everybody pretty equally. I would say Wolverine I'm pretty hyped about. I'm sure Spider-Man's going to be cool. He's cool in just about everything. Q, your Spider-Man is finally on Xbox jokes. But yeah, I'll be playing Midnight Suns and Gotham Knights on both platforms. Actually, I don't know that I have to. I think Midnight Suns might be crossplay, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, the JayShockblast plush that just came up by Nightbot. Keep in mind, I just saw it today, and it's amazing. And sign up for that list.
Yeah, you tweeted that. I wish I could see it though.
Tell them not to make it RPGs. It will take L as a game. I don't know what you mean, Dabs. All right, here we go. Let's go. See, when I see these card options, I think people get a little too worked up about it because I think it's actually going to be really, really cool, especially given, what's up, Graham? Especially given some of the other games that I've played lately. What's up, Ace? Was that Black Panther? No. Blade. We got Robbie Reyes. We got Blade. We got The Hunter. Got Iron Man. There's Nico Minoru. There's Scarlet Witch, Captain America, Wolverine. But anyway, there's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't really think that the card is going to be any different than just choosing different abilities. So, all right.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to today's Marvel's Midnight Suns dev stream. My name is Rachel Sema, and I'm a senior producer here at Firaxis. I'm joined by Jake Solomon, creative director on Marvel's Midnight Suns, and Garth DeAngelis, franchise producer on
Oh, they got an
Marvel's
Xbox
Midnight Suns.
controller.
Today we're going to be bringing you some live gameplay of the game in Mission. We're also going to be taking some questions at the end of the stream, so make sure to drop those down in the chat. For everyone who is
Anybody that thought that they were going to actually drop the card game aspect is crazy.
So Marvel's Midnight Suns is a
Look at the stuff they got in the background. You got Venom up there, a Ghost Rider. Who do we got here? Got Ghost Rider. Oh, I've got this. Got Cap, Nico, Wolverine, Spider-Man.
Really exciting for us. I'm thrilled to finally be at this point where we get to actually.
Who's this?
For people.
Yeah, and this I think.
Which one?
Turn up the stream? Okay.
Hard fan of Marvel, which we have a lot of
Sorry.
members of the team that sort of have that love for the treasure trove, which is Marvel. But I think
The card aspect is what sets it apart. Yeah, I agree. Look, it's a real-time strategy
Your
game.
Marvel adventure, something that you have never.
That's all there
played
is to it.
Yeah.
And you can speak a lot to the books and the Midnight Suns, which we can get to in a little bit. But we also have a lot.
It was loud in my ears, but that's because I needed
We'll
to
be here for
tweak
2
it.
hours, I'm sure. But we have a lot of members of the team that have been lifelong Marvel Games fans as well too.
Look at this
Going
thing
to
back here.
Maximum
This thing
Carnage,
is
going
sick.
back to X-Men Legends and those types of games. And there's been so many that have really fulfilled the fantasy of being a superhero in battle. And we wanted to give more than that.
Turn-based.
We wanted to
Yeah,
give
that's what I
more
mean.
Beyond just battle, where you can also build relationships with these very dynamic personalities that have their unique origins, their unique motivations, and step into the shoes of a customizable character.
There's two powerful.
Right.
fantasies.
Turn-based,
One of
obviously,
which
because you
we're gonna
take
show
turns.
Obviously,
That's what I
a very
meant.
powerful fantasy is
Thank
seeing
you.
these Marvel heroes in combat and controlling them. That's a great one. There's also the fantasy of what are these heroes like outside of combat, and we're going to show that in another live stream. We're going to show a little of that today.
A little bit. We're going to tease it.
Show a little bit of that today, which is cool. But yeah, you're exactly right. We wanted to put the player into the middle of this story and let them live in the Marvel universe. And so that's what we hope to do.
Magic?
But today,
I mean,
we're gonna show
all of the characters, actually.
some of the big scope.
The suits,
that
the golden and black
Yeah.
suits,
And
they look
we're
really
also
cool.
celebrating an
Yeah, they do.
anniversary of another game that you both
Yes,
worked on.
they
Talk
really
a little
do.
bit about that for a
And
second.
like
Not
how you
forget
get
your
to
anniversaries,
That's right.
Your wife will get
customize your
And this
character.
one was brought to
It's
my
just
attention,
awesome.
which
I can't believe I
admittedly-
missed it. Did you miss it?
I did miss it
Oh my
originally.
gosh.
I saw some
Probably just
amazing
gonna create
commentary
myself.
online with from XCOM Enemy Unknown. And it's the 10-year anniversary. For those of you watching that have been with Jake and I and the development team,
I
it's pretty
can
incredible
appreciate
we're
that they're
still working
excited
with some
about
of the folks
XCOM,
from Enemy
but
Unknown.
let's get
But
to it,
there's
guys.
some really great messages online
I
about
can't tell who
what
this
that
is,
title has meant to everyone
or
10
this.
years later. As
Oh,
sort of
that's
being
Johnny
a
Blaze, I
benchmark in
think.
turn-based tactics.
But I can't tell
And
who
for us
that
to
is.
potentially have the opportunity to hopefully do it again with Midnight Suns, I think is a unique opportunity in the game industry.
Yeah, it's all been a road to this point. XCOM, obviously, we love that. And in fact, this project started out, we thought we were going to make XCOM and just drop some superheroes in. It was going to be awesome. And it was terrible.
The plan just blew up in our face.
And this is where we're about
Who
to
am I
show,
using
right?
in Gotham
and so
Knights?
Tactics games are a puzzle.
I can tell you that all 4 characters are pretty equal. You can't go wrong either way. I'm a big Red Hood fan, so I'll probably main Red Hood. But I loved all of them in their own way. I know it's a wishy-washy answer, but
how much damage is this going to do? But when we did that with this version with superheroes, it felt terrible. That's not the superhero fantasy. So in Midnight Suns, every ability does exactly what it says it's going to do, does exactly the amount of damage. You just can't predict when that ability is going to be available to you.
Yeah, and it feels a lot better in the shoes of a superhero that way.
Yeah, we didn't set out to make an entirely new tactics game. That is absolutely not our intent, but that's where we ended up. But now I'm really happy that we get to show all the teams work, and here we are.
Absolutely.
I loved Robin.
Cool.
Robin
All right,
was great.
So now that we've heard a little bit about the game, let's get started. Let's jump into the mission.
All right, look at this. We got some actual gameplay here. So we got Captain Marvel, we got Doctor Strange, and Blade.
New York City. A large portion of the game takes place in New York. And,
All right, a large portion of the game is in New York City.
About your Marvel adventure, and it's been very important to the team, is that we have an enormous hero roster. So you want to talk a little bit about these heroes? And I'm actually going to get started playing.
You get started.
Because,
you
again,
get
you
started.
It looks like he's playing on either Xbox or a PC with an Xbox controller.
Yeah, we're in a non-story mission, right? This is just going to be one encounter. We're going to rip through these bad dudes here. I hope, Garth, right?
Let's see.
I have not seen this mission. I didn't want to see it before we played. I want to do this live.
We are
Burp
doing it
Cola.
live.
We are doing it live.
Things
Stay
can go
Hydra.
sideways as a disclaimer to everyone. But we're going to do it live and go through right now.
Yeah, so we do
Blade,
have a
your
large
mother.
roster of heroes. That was always really, really important to us. We pulled from the entire Marvel universe, every corner of it. So we have supernatural heroes, of course. We have heroes that are from the original Midnight Suns comic, Doctor Strange and Blade and Ghost Rider, although it's a different version of Ghost Rider. We do have Johnny Blaze in the game as a narrative character. But we have this large roster of all these different heroes because that's kind of the fun of this, is finding all these different styles of heroes, combining them, finding the different synergies between them. And it's a big part of the narrative as well, is this
Player
idea
card
of
refunded.
the Avengers, they face a threat that they cannot possibly handle on their own. They're definitely out of their depth, and so they have to lean on the supernatural characters and the Midnight Suns.
Oh, so that like
come in
knocked
and
him
help.
back
Speaking
into
of, can
the
you
other
talk about
enemy
the 3 characters
and dealt
that
a
we
little
are
bit of
playing
extra
this mission with
damage.
right now?
Yeah. All right. So
Kinda wish they
have
were up in the
Doctor
air.
Strange,
I feel
Captain
that.
Marvel, and we have Blade. And so players are going to be people may be more familiar with Captain Marvel
Shield.
and Doctor Strange. They featured in the
Right
Marvel
into the
movies recently.
pavement.
But of course, it's hard to believe anybody wouldn't be familiar with Blade, right, Garth? Your personal favorite?
I love Blade. I think we had some
Protected.
early pre-production favorites, and we definitely wanted to get him in the game as something to bring back to the
Chuck's
spotlight.
about to move.
So design-wise,
You're running out of time.
what we really try to do is make sure that every hero feels, well, what happened to Strange? Did he get dazed by the...
He got dazed by the shield guard.
All right. I got to talk about the gameplay in a second. But yeah. So every hero has their own skill set.
Chain,
They
okay.
really need to feel unique. So
that was
Blade
a
is great.
chain
he
card.
deals
So that card
damage. He does
chained and
great at
attacked
dealing
2 different
single-target
characters.
damage,
What's up, Judo
multi-target
Panda?
damage, and he can apply the bleeding effect, which deals damage over time. Doctor Strange is much more of a support hero. So he can build up a resource called heroism.
Oh, we're about to see a combo.
There we go.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
but
we
we're
got
doing
it.
some
We got
cool
to check
stuff.
this out.
I mean,
These are all so cool.
part of the beauty of this game is, and I am playing fast because I want our community to see, like, there's so
Wow.
much depth to this system, but you really
Protection
can fly. I mean,
lost.
one of the early gameplay
He lost.
pillars
I feel
was
like they didn't do a lot of damage there,
it's
though.
Playable to anyone that may want to try something new in the turn-based.
Go
tactics.
binary,
So
heroic.
we're moving fast, but there's so much that we haven't talked about yet. We did quick plays, we got refunds, we just did a hero combo there.
Yeah, and I thought Blade and Captain Marvel had amazing
Gain,
chemistry.
binary.
They did have good chemistry.
Coverage
Oh,
supplies.
inside joke. All right, so and yeah, we see this is what's special about Captain Marvel is that you drew the go binary card. So again, talking about how each character, I won't, but Captain Marvel is great because now that she's gone binary, when you play a certain amount of cards, she can go binary. She is an absolute nuclear weapon. Like she is the strongest once she goes binary.
Yep.
So she's doubled her offense now, and as long as she keeps her block, she's going to stay super, super strong. But she requires a lot of heroism to use appropriately, which is why we brought Dr. Strange, because he generates a lot of it.
Yeah.
And one of the things we just did too, this is a
Interesting.
shield guard, which is a special type of enemy that was protecting this truck. Just like in XCOM or any good tactical game, you're not just always beating up the enemies. You need objectives.
That's right.
So we use that combo to break through to the shield guard.
This feels
remove
like
that
it's going to be a very,
protection, and now we're
very
gonna get
like
the supplies, which will be
brainy
able to bring back
game,
to the Abbey.
like
Before
big
the
brain.
truck took off.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, we do have over 20 different mission objectives. There are so many different things that you
Oh,
can
that's
mention.
sick.
Sometimes
He like
just
basically
taking
shoulder
out
blocked him
guys.
right into that
Many,
electric
many
panel,
times you are doing
and it did
completely
extra
different things.
damage.
Protecting something, trying to destroy something. Oh,
You love everything. He's nice, Manny.
Yep, he was concealed.
Right.
And that's a good point that there's, 13 playable
It's very
characters
different. And I
on
know a
the
lot of
hero
people just
side,
want to
but
get
there's
in there
also a
and kind of
huge
like beat 'em
breadth
up
of
and
enemy
stuff.
characters as well.
Yes.
You wish it didn't have turn based. I feel that, and that's right on cue with what I was starting to say. I understand why you would feel that way, but I think it's honestly a cool different take.
we're actually gonna show
And I
some
think the
later,
thing that a lot of people,
Yeah, so
oh,
make
look
sure you
at that.
stay
He
tuned
just
for
threw him right into the pole
Yeah, so this
and the
is-
trash can.
Again, the enemies
Blade's in
have their
trouble,
own
though.
sort of niche that they fill. So we had the shield guard, which we took out. The marksman is incredibly dangerous because not only can they mark heroes, and then on the next turn they will absolutely KO them, but they also can conceal themselves when they take damage. So they're a very tricky enemy to face off against.
We actually got a question from the chat from ZS.
Is this game free? No.
Could we
What's up, Matthew
elaborate on
Florence?
the combat animations a little bit? Sorry, the combat items a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Garth, you want to show them real quick?
Sure.
That's a hardcore question. We are
Yeah.
starting
It is a
hard,
hardcore
baby.
question.
All right.
How do you even know
People
that?
are
Turn
getting
based
to the
allows
meat
to
of
be a
it.
lot
They
more
wanna know
cinematic.
what's
Yeah,
happening.
exactly.
All right, so combat
feel like
items
working as a
are
team
things
works
that
best.
you
Yeah.
build back at the Abbey, and again, we'll show the Abbey. Obviously, this game, like many games we've made, there's a whole other side to this game outside of combat. But back at the Abbey, you can research and build combat items. Some of them are specific to heroes, so you'll need that to have that. You'll need to unlock something with that hero to start researching this combat item. Combat items are free. You can use them, and then they will grant.
I
we have
agree with
so
that
many
completely,
combat items,
Manny.
so many different
Oh, look at
combat
that.
items
She's gonna like
that can
fire
grant
right through.
completely different benefits. So you can instantly get a boost by using a combat item, but. Combat items are consumables.
Dude,
So
this
every
game
time
is
you
gonna
use
be
one
so
combat,
cool.
you've gotta go back
It's
and
gonna play a little slower,
back in the Abbey.
but
Let's
it's gonna be
actually
so cool.
So
What do you use?
I would love to see
So
a
what I
Diablo-style
actually just
Marvel
did here,
game, but
you know,
not free to
if
play.
you are a fan of
Yeah.
tactics game, which most of you are, I'm assuming, movement and positioning is absolutely critical. One of the cool things about our game and one of the different pieces of what's underlying it, there is no grid in this game. But movement is still a very, very important decision that you have to make at certain points. So I actually just moved Captain Marvel to this position because I wanted to take out two
enemies.
two
Yeah,
Hydra
yeah, that's
units
dope.
with one of her special heroic abilities, Photon Beam. You only get one move per turn, right?
Oh wow, she has no
But-
cards left.
I think we have a special
What?
combat item here, Agility Serum.
Yep.
So let's
Oh,
use that.
So this is how the combat items work, right? They're instant. They are free. You have to spend resources to build these things, but using that allows you to.
Oh, I cannot shove. I thought I had my shove. That's my fault. Ah, all right. Well,
Hey, guys,
I
this
already
is-
using my shove this turn, which I forgot
am I backing the
about.
HasLab Engine of Vengeance? I'm not, but I did actually see it in person last
So
week.
now you see how combat items can work.
I could show you some pictures after the stream,
That's right. You have another combat item. Now you can.
or after we're done
Again,
here.
There's
It looks really, really cool
cool
in person.
You can have up to 3
I'm just
combat
not a
items
big
per
Robbie
mission.
Reyes fan.
We're at the point where we have 2. So don't worry, Garth. We have another one we could
We
use
have
if we wanted to. If we
yes.
wanted to.
Yeah, and what I really liked jumping into this.
Oh, look at that.
From the start is that you have things that are really deep, like combat items
All right,
and
she's
ways
gonna
you can
move
upgrade
there.
cards. But if you want to play and you're a beginner, it's also really intuitive to jump into.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is definitely a game where.
So, in this
really
game, yeah,
try to work
Keon.
on flow,
Yeah.
To where like. As
So
a
is
player,
she's
you're
gonna
kinda
hit
guided
that?
Through this experience, you wake up.
Oh!
Every day. Yeah, there are very clear things for you
That's
to do. You
awesome.
jump into a tactical
And
mission.
it
and so yeah, we
put 'em
really try to
out.
work on to make the flow very smooth. And then depending on how the player wants to play the game, they want to ramp the difficulty up. It's up to them basically, and then they can.
I've got my new
they can make
microphone
every
coming today.
choice
Oh, look at that.
yours
Blade just
intensely.
wrecking.
But yeah,
This
I
is-
think any good tactics
This is really
game,
cool.
We have choices. They matter.
It's very
In XCOM,
different.
You can
But, like,
almost
listen,
fail at it, and I think
This
Midnight
is
Suns,
these are
especially
Marvel
at the
fans
basic difficulty
that
levels,
make
it's more about
tactical
how
video
well you can
games
play this game.
that wanted to
And
make
more
a
at the
Marvel
difficulty
game. You
level,
know what I
it
mean?
becomes
So that's what they
a case for
did,
heavy decision.
and they did it in their style.
Yeah.
And it's
as
not
we've been
taking away
talking
from
about
anything
the fact
else.
There's so many characters in the game.
You know, like this game.
Will I, as a player, be able to unlock all those characters through gameplay from the start, from launch?
Yes, so all characters will be unlocked through gameplay. Some of them are tied to the narrative, so they may come online later. But yeah, you'll unlock all the heroes through gameplay. And there's so many of them. I think that's kind of the fun, is that there's so many characters here that you really have to focus on. You'll develop like this A squad of heroes that you always take on missions if you can. Then you'll have this B squad of heroes, but there are 13 heroes, including the Hunter,
13 heroes,
in this
including
game.
Hunter.
And so it really is the kind of thing. It's also a very replayable game because of that. Like you'll play through, and again, we've played through I don't know how many times, but every playthrough you find yourself, okay, I'm gravitating towards these 4 or 5
I agree, Judo
heroes.
Panda.
And then you'll want to play again because you want to see how the other heroes work.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about Doctor Strange as well? We've hit on Marvel and Blade. What is Doctor Strange's role in the team?
Yeah, so Doctor Strange we would classify as support. I mean, every hero is capable of pretty strong offense, but Doctor Strange is really a very powerful support character. So he does a lot of things that will draw new abilities into the hand. He'll add a lot of heroism. Oh, how'd we do? 2 stars.
Nice job, Garth.
Messed
Nice
up on
job.
the combat.
2 stars.
Look at that comic.
Yeah,
That's new.
something
All new
like
team, all new look.
Yeah, it's good.
That's cool.
Okay, so and we do
Gamma
want to talk
coil.
really quickly.
Yeah, Jake, we should talk about. I mean, this might be a Marvel Comics fan dream right here. If you want to give a quick overview.
Right. So we call this the photo booth. So you get a comic cover at the end of every mission. You can make these yourself back at the Abbey, but every mission will give you one. And then it generates these. Those are actually 3D scenes. So
Oh, wow.
you can go in and you can edit to your heart's content.
Oh, that's
what
sick.
Characters are here. Their poses, their expressions, the backgrounds, the text, all of those things are editable. And this is the return of the
Oh, that's
the
cool.
random generator, which we always like to have in our game, right? We like to create user-generated content that people can share.
No Deadpool.
So
Remember
you
the
know, a lot
Nova
of the
being.
team
I mean,
names
I'll
in
believe
here.
whatever they're gonna do with Nova when I
Yeah.
see it. You know what I mean?
With that.
It's an awesome way to showcase all the different characters in the
That
game.
was sick.
So let's take a look at the next mission. We're going to go load that one up via the Abbey.
Yeah, before we get there, we talked about the.
There
scope of
are
the game.
rumors that there's going to
We're
be
talking about the
DLC
roster of heroes
characters.
today, but again,
and
we
I
want
think
to
one
hit
of them,
a little
I don't
bit that
know.
This is much more
I
than
think one of
just
them is gonna be
a
Moon
brand new
Knight.
tactical combat system. There's a whole other half.
And I
of the
think
game
you're gonna unlock
where
Hulk
you are able
at
to
some point.
live in the other side
Because
of
there
the
is a
story.
skin for Hulk that you
Point out
unlock.
that this was a mission that we didn't take the Hunter. We'll talk about the Hunter later.
Sweet.
We'll have a live stream devoted to the Hunter, but really we're trying to show off, in just an attempt to show off all these heroes. You know,
Is the
we're
game going to be
doing missions
online?
without
I don't know.
for now.
I think it is.
So we've returned to the Abbey.
But I think it's meant to be like a
Great
single
to
player
see.
game.
Typically you don't do, right? Typically
Yeah, there's a
you're gonna-
lot of things that we're going to get to that you can do at night.
Right. And so we'll
We're
have
just not
another-
showing them off today.
Right. So we have the Hunter here. And yeah, there's a lot of things for you to do around the Abbey. This is a very basic Hunter's room, by the way.
Very basic. I mean, this is fully customizable, right?
This is, yeah.
Wow, you can
absolutely deck
customize
this
your
room out
Hunter
to be
room.
A little bit nicer, interact with. Hey, look,
Oh, there's Steve over there.
there's Steve. He looks a little sad, but that's okay. I'm sure he's not. It's sad to think about Captain America being sad. So, yeah, so obviously there's so much gameplay here that we're not going to touch on today, except for our puppy.
There's Charlie.
That's Charlie.
We did get a quick question.
Yes.
Question from Mash Triangle. Do we have to have Hunter in our party at all times?
I
no.
think
Are
we
skins
just
free? No, I
showed
doubt it.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are going to be
Max
some that you can
Triangle.
unlock, but I think there will be
Difference
some
between
available for
general and
purchase.
narrative missions.
That's right.
That's
So
right.
The game's coming out
yes,
December
thank you. So the
2nd.
narrative missions, there are certain heroes that are going to be required, and a lot of times the Hunter is required on the narrative missions. Not always, but most times.
New
The general
paintings
missions,
have been
which are
unlocked.
non-story missions, which you will have to go on to recover resources.
Inspect.
Those will not require the Hunter, and in that case, you can take the heroes of your choice.
All right.
Great.
So, Jake, remember that comic cover we just made?
Oh, this is one of my silly favorite features, right?
Yep.
I know it's a small feature, but I love this thing. Uh-oh, Blade's over there talking. Yeah, see, there's drama.
That's
There's
so
always
cool.
drama back at the Abbey.
I love the idea of having a poster of yourself.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you can actually sneak
That's
into
actually
the
pretty
heroes'
cool.
bedrooms and you
Everything
can
but
put,
Switch
you know, photos,
eventually.
pictures of yourself.
So the
You
game
can
is
take pictures of
launching on
yourself
December
and make sure
2nd
that
for
every
Xbox
picture in
Series
Iron Man's
X and
room
S,
is of you.
PlayStation
So,
5
I
and
like to do
PC.
that, 'cause
The last
So
gen
much
versions
to do
for
in the Abbey, but
PS4
they are
and
actually gonna cut it
Xbox
off
3,
right now because
Xbox
we have a whole
One
other mission to get to.
That's
are
right. Yeah,
not
we're gonna load up the other mission.
announced yet. So we don't know exactly when they're
And
coming
also,
out.
just as a reminder, we are going to be doing future streams, as you alluded to, that will cover in-depth topics like the Abbey. It sounds like we have a couple of questions from the chat.
So I think they're launching next gen
So
first.
question is from our friend.
What are we going to be
Christopher
playing on when it comes out? Xbox
is.
first?
We want to shout him out. We want to
Yeah.
say
Shout him
hello,
out.
Christopher.
He's awesome. He's awesome. He's basically dev team, right? So
Yep.
he's incredible.
All right, question
a
from
question?
Michael Carlson.
Okay.
Are you able to increase your squad size?
No. Now you
So
will
it's
go
always
on
3.
missions with variable squad sizes, but now
Coming to, I bet
I would
if it
say
comes to
that was
Switch,
my
I bet it's going to be when it comes to
favorite
PS4 and
design
Xbox
decision I
One.
made so early on in XCOM that I always felt was not the best thing ever because it was you had to increase your squad size,
Yeah.
right? So no, you can't increase your squad size. You will have missions of varying squad size in this game. Expect that will happen. There are ways, speaking of magic here, I don't know if she has a reinforcement ability, but she can summon in reinforcements.
Yep.
So you can I don't know what we've shown, what we are going to show, but you can.
We're about to
you
show
can-
some cool magic stuff. Actually, if you
Okay.
want to give an overview, we
magic.
can go back to gameplay and talk about.
Did I stop playing Avengers?
This mission that we're on, which is
A little
pretty
bit,
incredible, and this is.
but no.
We've shown a lot
There's just
in
nothing
New
to do
York,
right
first of
now.
all. This clearly is not New York.
I've also been
and we're
away.
also gonna be
I was in
showing,
Montreal at
different
WB Games Montreal playing
we're not
Gotham
getting fully to
Knights.
the demons yet, but we're starting to
And
get halfway with
then
my
last
quest.
week I was in New York City for New
that's
York
right. So-
Comic Con.
We are in a mission where we have Hydra mixed with. The enemies
Plus,
that we
I've got a
call
few
the-
video games that aren't out
So
yet
they are
that I've been
more
playing off
supernatural
stream,
enemies
like
here.
that I
Yeah, we've
can't
got
post yet.
some Lilin here, and there is a huge roster of demons for the player to fight. We've only got a couple here, and if Garth doesn't play his cards right, there will be more because we have these mystics over here in a summoning circle. Again, just one of the many, many objectives. We're trying to stop this summoning circle.
And how do we stop that circle?
Well, you got to damage the mystics to break them out of their spell cast, out of their summoning.
Okay.
And can we talk briefly about the
What's up,
3
Nava?
characters that we've brought on this mission?
Would I move to New York? No.
Yes, we have.
Way too
we have,
expensive.
everybody's favorite.
I am not meant for New York.
Yeah, if you're
Gotham
gonna
Knights
do the
Any
right
Good?
thing.
Loved
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
I've got some
personal
videos
favorite
on the
mutant,
channel.
which is magic.
If you want to check out,
we'll
I've got
talk about her
videos
a
for
little bit
each
more. I
character.
was a very big New Mutants guy.
Do you know if the
growing up,
skins
so
from Legendary
magic,
Edition will be unlockable
love
for free?
her.
No.
So we have 2 mutants, and then
No.
of course we have.
Absolutely
Iron
not.
Man.
The only way you can get that is by buying
so,
the Legendary version.
This is the kind of fun thing.
Oh,
is
wow.
Pairing. There's so many pairings you can do.
Magic does crazy stuff, and we'll show one of her
so
AoE
cool.
abilities right now. But I know how much.
That wouldn't be very fair to the people that spent
Yes,
money
so
on the
magic
Legendary
is a
Edition to
teleport.
give them away
So
for
she
free
is
at
the
any
queen
point.
of this other dimension
If you
called
want
Limbo.
something, be ready to buy it.
And by accessing that other dimension, she has the ability to teleport enemies. And we really, really leaned into that with her ability set. So she is all about control. So positioning enemies, knocking them around the map, and she's awesome.
Right. And before I go back to gameplay, I just wanted to call out how, pairing those abilities with the objectives that you're trying to overcome. There were 3 mystics that were trying to stop their summoning, and we used Magic's Gather ability to, in
Yeah,
one
right?
swoop, take out these 2 mystics. So they're not summoning any longer. We still have a bit of the puzzle we have to break through, which is this final summoner, which is being protected by the shield guard.
Now,
I think
say,
this
like,
story
the
is going to be great.
objective, it's not
I got
that
to see some
straightforward
things that I
because now
can't
you've
talk
broken
about
them out
yet,
of their summoning and
but
active, right?
trust me,
So
there's
now
going to be
we
a
have
lot to
2
do.
mystics that are
There's going to be a
active and
lot
ready
of
to
different
fight.
enemies to fight.
And mystics,
It's going to be
they
a
don't
lot of
always need
fun.
a summoning circle to bring in demons.
Oh, wow.
to the battlefield. So I'm sure
Look at that
you'll find
area,
Garth
that Wolverine.
sure
Oh,
is
look
gonna
how
go.
sick
Oh,
he
yeah.
looks.
It's all.
Dude, is he
down in
literally going to
stone,
attack
and
all of
I'm
them?
Sure, it will not change.
Right, and there's the guy who's the best he is at what he does.
We do have a
He's-
quick question.
Yeah.
Yep. From Gaming Q, Little Chaos.
Oh,
Kitty,
that
that's a
was
great name.
sick.
Okay.
Chaos Kitty.
How many difficulty modes will there be?
8. There are 8 difficulty modes. There is. It
Wow.
goes all the way from story, where people want to experience, the narrative and not get.
Do they root? No,
fantastic
Harley is
difficulty. We have
fantastic.
normal mode, which is, again, a pretty straightforward mode that we really feel that everybody should be able to play on. And that mode is more about how well can you play the game, not about worrying about losing it. Then we've got 3 heroic difficulties where it gets tougher. And then at the very top, we've got 3 ultimate difficulties. One thing we should point out is that the difficulty modes unlock over time. So as you're playing well at a certain difficulty, it will unlock higher difficulty modes, and the player can choose to play those higher difficulty modes. And there's benefits to that. If you play at higher difficulty modes, you will earn more gloss, which is the cosmetic resource, an in-game cosmetic resource that you use to buy new palettes and things like that, or cosmetic things around the Abbey.
Interesting.
You also earn more experience. So your heroes earn more experience and will level up quicker if you're playing at the higher difficulty modes. Garth, what are you setting up here?
Setting up one of my favorite things you can do in the game, which is set up Magic's portals.
Okay,
portals.
great.
So what we're going to do here, again,
What do I think of the game price for
with
Gotham
sort
Knights?
of the
Well, it's
meta goal of getting through
$70,
to this final
and you're
summer,
going to
so she
start
doesn't
seeing
summon
that for
this
every
giant
video
demon
game,
from
all right?
hell.
Next gen video
have to
games are
start
going to be
breaking down the
$70.
shield guard block. So
Like,
what I'm
it's
gonna do is
just,
set
it
the
is what it is.
I'm gonna
Video
use
games are
this
expensive.
ley line, which acts as an explosive.
Yeah, so that's like an explosive element on the map. So if you knock somebody into it, they will kaboom.
And let's see, we can send an enemy
How long
through
this
it.
game story's runtime is? I bet you're going to get a lot of time out of it.
Let's take this one.
Because there's all sorts
Instead
of like
knocking them back,
stuff that you
Magic
do
doesn't
in the
necessarily
Abbey.
knock them back in a straight line. She knocks them through her portals.
Oh, that's so sick.
So yeah, Magic is so much fun. She takes a lot of thinking to
All right,
set
I'm
up
not gonna lie.
properly,
Magic might be a go-to
but
character
she's
for
one
me.
of the most powerful for sure if you're willing to sort of like strategize how you're.
Yeah, well, video games are now harder to
It sounds like we've
make,
got
more
another
expensive to
question from the
make.
chat about difficulty.
Didn't milk used to cost $2 a gallon? Now it's
All right, so this
$4.
one's from OnSpot TV.
You know what I mean?
Can you switch the difficulty during the game?
Yes. Yep. You can switch difficulty during the day.
Yeah, I mean, things are more expensive now, you know what I mean?
Actually, the game.
It's inflation. Ooh, he leveled up.
Asks you to. So again, as you're playing missions, after you complete a mission, and you
Like,
do really
I want to
well,
pay
so
as little
based
for
on
a video
strong
game as
ratings,
possible,
if
too.
you do really well,
But, like,
then
the reality
they'll
is,
say, hey, you've unlocked
like everything
a higher
else,
difficulty. Would you like
things
to switch
cost
this
more.
now? And you can at any time. You can switch at any time. And we talked about the added bonuses of doing that. But yes, you will in fact switch difficulties during the game. And enemies don't just get tougher. I mean, they definitely get tougher. They deal more damage, but also will do things like take away your revive. So whenever a hero gets knocked out, you're
I don't know
gonna
what
get
you
a
mean.
revive card that'll allow you to revive that hero. Those go away at the highest difficulty levels. You get fewer of them at higher difficulty levels. There are more reinforcements that come in for the enemies at higher difficulty levels. So yeah, it just gets tougher in multiple different ways.
So related question.
How big is
there
Gotham
Iron Man
Knights? Very, very big.
There
So
isn't, and I
think
do
about how big
really
Arkham
regret-
was,
I mean,
or
obviously
Gotham
that
was
is a
in Arkham
no-brainer,
Knight.
So yes, no, there is
And
no
it's
Iron
even
Man.
bigger
We'll
than
have
that.
To play what they call honest.
So yeah,
game.
there's
You'd have
a
say,
lot
"All
to
right, I'm gonna
do."
delete my game because, but no, we do not have an Iron Man mode.
Games were expensive because like it costs more to do things.
One more question.
Yo, Garth, you better take out the shield guard, son.
I know. He's still got a little bit of block there, and if you haven't picked up on it yet, it's the blue bar above the red hit point bar. So we have to whittle that down before I have an opportunity to attack that elegant mystic back there, calling forth these demons.
One new question from Blodnu. How many
From what?
stars from
What?
Blodnu?
Blood news?
Is there an end game for Gotham
How many
Knights?
stars can you get in a
It's
mission?
not that type of game.
You
they
can
haven't
get
really
3.
talked much
You have to
about
play
any kind of
really
end
well
game.
to get 3. But you can absolutely get
you can
3
beat the game.
stars, down to
That's the end of the
1. And
game. There is
and
New
you'll
Game
see,
Plus,
in the mission
so you
summaries,
can go
we'll take
back
a look
in
at
and
that.
play it
We'll complete
again.
this mission.
All of the different knights have their own
We will take a look at
dialogue.
how we reward gloss, and it will
So
tell
when you
you
play
what need
certain
to do.
things with different
The best thing you can play
knights,
these missions as well.
you're gonna get different conversations.
Have you talked about quick attacks yet, Jake?
No. As fundamental as they are to the game.
Do one here.
Yes,
So
Marvel
quick
Lord.
attacks,
There
most
are-
heroes, almost all heroes
There are
have
more
those.
villains other than the ones that we've seen. And
So
I'm not allowed
quick
to talk
attacks,
about it.
If you KO an enemy, with
There's
quick
so
attack,
much
you
side
get card
content.
play refunded. And card play
I'll
is
put
by
it to you this way.
far the most
I
valuable
played for 2.5 hours, and it was part of some of the Harley Quinn quest line.
I know, I'm not going to
And
use it here, but one of the cool things
That's
that
not
I
even part of the main story. That's just the sideline,
Because maybe
side
you can combo
quests.
knock into-
sealed.
So yeah, there's a lot to do.
Bueno.
We'll drop a rock on it, honestly.
Okay.
For now. But if you have, I've been using quick attacks a lot throughout
You've been
this
spinning moves like crazy. Come on, G-man.
Plays back row was a lot of fun.
Garth loves when I talk mess about his playing abilities in front of a live audience. Don't you, Garth?
Have we talked about the shell
Almost
abilities
fell
here?
into the pit of misery.
No, so yeah, there's negative space. I don't know if we've talked about that. The
I think
ability
A
to
tile
shove,
was like
I
100 mil to
assume we
produce.
have the
Exactly,
that we have that same
exactly
tools
deeper
to
depths.
shove
You know what I mean?
enemies. Have you shoved anybody
Like
yet?
they cost, like just
in this
being
tournament,
at
yeah.
Okay.
WB Montreal and
But
seeing
yeah, we
all
have negative
the
space all throughout the game,
workstations
on
they
these
have,
maps, you know, you'll have negative
how many
space
people
where
are
it's
working
off
on the
edge of
game. You have to
building,
pay their salaries.
and here, you
Like,
know, the summoner's pit
everything's
is
more
negative space.
expensive now.
So it is the only
You know, they all had
virtually
supercomputers
the
on their
only
desk.
randomness in this game.
You know,
This is
probably like
unlike
at least
XCOM, we do
$4,000
not have
rigs.
randomness. So
You know,
one
super
of the
high
only elements
definition
of randomness
screens.
is when you try to knock people back into negative space, into a hole, basically.
Some of the smaller armies seem like,
Then
I went through them pretty
Hera
well.
Consumed by her own summoning circle. There is a chance, depending on the enemy's health, that they will just be completely knocked out. They will just fall back into that pit and be, knocked out.
Which we actually did show in the beginning of the live stream. I took out the specialist, knocked him into the pit, which was awesome.
Yes, I
It's
remember
great that you have those.
I remember that very well. All right,
PS5
okay,
Marvel Wolverine game
this
gonna
is
be any
a
good?
Mystic
We don't know. I'm
very
sure it will
dangerous.
be.
She has opened her own mini summoning circle. So now we have to be careful.
Man,
about
these
that.
battles are
And
pretty
the
long.
The problem with that is that you can't stop that unless you actually.
Seemed like they were pretty tanky.
So she is going to
I
start
felt like I
pulling
got
things
through 'em
out
pretty
of-
good.
Out of that mini portal. Now you get
Yeah, the Iron Man suit's pretty
portals
nice.
to hell, Garth.
Oh, we got her. We got her. So here's what
I'm
we
gonna be honest with you,
take
Marvel
out
Lord. I did not look at that.
One of these minions, we can show now the quick attack. Let's take this guy.
Yeah, I think I was level
One
8
question
for
from
the
Requiem of
prison
Demons.
mission.
Can you respec the hunter?
Do you get to play as Batman in Gotham Knights?
Well, sure. I mean, I think that the way this
We don't
game
know
works,
yet.
there are a lot of ways.
They
to
say he's
respect.
dead.
So because
But we'll
the way
see.
that you can choose the abilities of your heroes is simply by going in at the Abbey and saying, "Yeah, I'm going to give you. Basically, I'm going to put this card into your deck." So you choose what abilities every hero brings into combat, and you just go in there and say, like, "Yeah, I'm going to put in this ability, take out this ability." So you can have cards in reserve, and you can swap them at any time on the hunter or any hero. You can also craft, if you build the right Abbey upgrade, you can then craft any ability that you've seen before. So you can always, at any time, respec your heroes. You're going to have to spend resources to do it. But yeah, it's very easy to respec all of your heroes, especially the hunter.
Looks like
And the hunter's
Hearthstone.
a good point. We're not going to talk about the hunter too much here, but the hunter has many, many, many abilities. So
I feel you,
respecting the
Raiden.
hunter is something that happens pretty
I
often.
understand that, but like,
So I just marked up this mystic to make her
I'm just gonna
vulnerable,
say you
and
should
was
read the
able
Court
to
of
use the
Owls.
heroism that we got from
it's a
Quick
Batman
Play,
book.
Look at
to
that.
take her out
Nice
in one
work.
swoop.
And she was marked, which means that if you KO her, like the quick effect, if you KO her, the card play is refunded, right?
Yep, that's right. Now, this is pretty cool. So this guy's in overload right now, correct?
So he is gonna blow up.
Let me see if I can. One of the things I love about this title from a tactics standpoint is sort of the game of pool you can play. Where
We just
like
used
a
to
cube,
move. Garth, you feel good about this move?
yeah, because I wanted to show up, that you can push these
Okay.
guys around. He's going to take some damage from his buddy there.
He
on
did
the next
not.
play, and
Oh,
that's
on the
part
next
of the
play.
again the push and pull on the
Gotcha.
battlefield, which is pretty fun.
So yeah, you can see that now. If you go look at them real quick, you can see that she is forecasting that she's going to take a lot of damage, and she's going to take that damage because you knocked her into the radius of our shield guard, who's about to blow up.
One question, actually, from your daughters, Jake.
What?
Yeah, Jen Solomon on Twitch.
Oh boy. Yes. Daddy, will we finally see you? Is this game finished? Yes, girls. I'll be home.
no.
I'll be home. Yes. What is the
So,
question?
the hunter has a companion, Charlie.
Yes.
Can Charlie help fight the hunter in missions?
Um,
Fight with the hunter, not against the hunter.
Yes, girls. First of all, I love you very much, and you shouldn't be watching this. This game is T for teen. So, yes, you can.
That's cute.
This is it's a legendary ability.
Batman is
but
actually
the
playable in
hunter,
Gotham Knights,
depending on
and I
what
applaud them for
type of
handling it
hunter
better than
they
Cap's
are,
death
and the
and
choices
Avengers.
they make in the Abbey, if they're a really good hunter, or they could be more of an anti-hero hunter. Depending on the choices they make, they can unlock a legendary ability which allows them to summon their puppy into combat and fight with them. So yes, to answer your question, you could have just asked me at dinner tonight, but okay, I'm fine with going over Twitch.
That's right.
What's up, Harry?
Let's see if we can.
Cool. and
Going to
this
see
is- this is
Halloween
our
ends.
last enemy.
Nice.
This is our last enemy.
All right.
And I think we'll be able to end strong with
Oh,
another hero combo.
What is that?
And this is why you use that skill. So tell people you use that skill because skills actually give you more heroism than attacks.
You love Wolverine in this game? Yeah, he looks
so by
dope.
using a skill, you generated more heroism, which gave you all the. Oh wait, no, never mind. You already had enough. But
Well, no. We had three. We had
Okay.
three heroism before. So I used that
Oh, yeah.
skill
Okay.
to get me to 5 because the hero combo card cost 4.
Right.
So,
we were
oh my
going to
God,
see.
we sound nerdy.
and
But
this is
it's
what
fun.
if you love Marvel, you get to see Wolverine and Iron Man team
Heck
up,
yeah.
in an awesome attack.
And huge shout out to our animation and audio teams
Oh.
for making these combos so cool.
Phenomenal job.
it really is part of, I think, the everlasting appeal of
That's
not
pretty
getting
cool.
tired of these missions, how amazing the visualization looks for all of the abilities. So yeah, the combat gameplay team, animation, VFX.
Does Iron Man
audio,
have any magical
all the engineers
abilities?
that worked with them,
Uh,
it's
How do you think he
absolutely-
did?
He might.
How many stars?
Come on! Set that up.
Oh no!
One
some-
star.
I gotta watch myself. Your
difficulty.
daughters are watching.
The Marvelous Revengers.
Oh boy.
I was talking to you.
All right.
It's your
Well,
fault, Jake.
to show off different difficulty levels, we'll be doing different ones later.
You'll be jumping up.
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, here you can see. Actually, I don't know why you got one store. I guess because of the 5 turns there.
It took me way too long.
Yeah, and you can lose
Yeah,
stars if you
it does seem
knocked
like it
out,
takes
but
a while
it
to do
doesn't-
stuff.
Again, this game is not about losing so much as it about doing as well as you can, right? So there are ways if Garth had gone faster, potentially, which I'm not saying you should have. I'm just saying you would have earned more gloss, which is the cosmetic resource you use to dress up your heroes in the Abbey.
No, they're comics that you can make.
I'm happy you're happy.
So
okay?
at the end of missions, you're able
we
to
are gonna be
make
taking
different
some questions,
comics.
So make sure to drop some questions in the chat, and
Yes.
we will be answering some.
Yeah.
I think we've got one.
Did you? Yeah, this is a random name here. The Marvelous Revengers. Right?
Yes.
So our random name generator has returned for
All
Midnight
right.
Suns.
Nero Pirano Angel asks,
You were good at these names. Yes.
1 second, it's coming in.
Okay. Oh wait, they can't see the screen.
Did we approach Marvel, or did Marvel approach us?
Marvel approached us, actually. So the way this game came about was that after we finished XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, we were approached by Marvel, and who said they were big fans of XCOM. And that's always nice to hear, but you never know, right? People will say like, oh, what do you do? And you're like, well, I work on a game called XCOM. They're like, oh yeah, I love that game. You're like, man, maybe they do, maybe they don't. The first call I had with the Marvel Games team, they had extremely specific feedback about soldier abilities and the finale mission. And this was coming from their vice president.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh no, they know the
What's up,
that
Lejeune?
we make, that our team makes, and they wanted that. And so it's
Exclamation
that
point,
has been the best
Lejeune.
partnership. Honestly, our partnership with Marvel has been awesome.
Yeah, we've said it a lot, so at the risk of repeating ourselves, but it has been such a huge boon to this project. The Marvel
Holy.
Games team, they love games, they understand them. They were always behind what we wanted to do to, hopefully, as you all can see, and you haven't even seen the wonders of the Abbey yet. But
Yeah,
we're
I
really
mean,
doing something
honestly, what they
different.
showed us was pretty
We're really
basic.
swinging for the fences.
But
The
I
Marvel
think
Games team
we're
was
all
behind it. They
pretty
wanted to
excited. It looks really good.
Yep.
I'm doing pretty good, Lejeune. How you doing, man?
All right, a question from Carl.
Carl.
Hello, Carl.
What a normal name.
I know.
Can
Was
you
that
use
his-
any? Can you use any other
Forward.
weapons with Hunter other than their swords?
Well, yes and no, right? So you're always going to be dual wielding, and that comes from again, we want the hunter to have an iconic silhouette like Marvel heroes, and they need to have. And this goes back to the look of them, and we worked with Marvel Games a lot. We created the first original customizable superhero with the Marvel Games team.
I feel you on that, Lejeune.
And so having a silhouette that is,
let me tell you,
recognizable,
it's going to be
really
dope.
Important. That comes down to color blocking, comes down to the silhouette of the double swords over the shoulders, and so the hunter will always wield the swords. However, there are abilities that use different, energy weapons.
It's tough right now because I have to listen to what they're talking about.
Whips, there's a
yeah, we've been talking a little bit about Gotham Knights during this too. Obviously, having gotten to play the game. I saw your TikTok.
And the swords
there are more than 3 villains, buddy.
Depending on what
Trust me.
What type of outfit you earn for the hunter.
I saw
cosmetically
at least 2 more,
but also in combat.
Right.
but
you want to wear.
I can't talk about it.
They're all through gameplay, right?
Yep.
You can unlock 10.
Yes, Gotham Knights is its own universe. It's not Arkhamverse.
The weapons look dramatically different.
Suicide Squad is in the Arkham universe.
While we tee up another question, what are your favorite heroes?
Oh, that's difficult. Do you mean
changing it?
gameplay-wise?
Oh,
or
that's
like-
Sabretooth back there.
Yeah.
Blade,
Still a Robin main? I'll play as
was-
others. Yeah.
so I'm gonna
Robin was really
say too,
cool. I liked Robin a
Blade,
lot.
I had a huge interest in bringing him back to the spotlight. I think he's an incredible Marvel character. Before we started this project and before, obviously, a new Blade movie is being made, I think those late 90s Blade movies with Wesley Snipes were incredibly compelling, particularly the first one. So an opportunity to put him in a video game hadn't really been done before. And
Yeah.
I'm really glad we did that. And, I love vampires. But
I
Nico
saw
has really
I
turned
saw
into my
one
favorite
or 2 of the
character.
villains
She is,
on
such an
a
interesting
board
catalyst
in the
story
Belfry,
that sort of
and they
represents
specifically
the
told
Midnight
us not
Suns,
to
the
include it in any
young
video.
portion of the Midnight Suns and what her
And I heard
intentions
them
and
talking
interests are.
about
and gameplay-wise, she's
certain villain.
absolutely compelling with her. The
Just
randomness
random
abilities.
talk in the
And we
Belfry.
will see Nico on the next
So-
live stream, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gravitate. So Magic's my favorite character from the comics, right? She's always been my favorite character from the comics. I gravitate when I play every time if I'm not careful, because as a designer, I really try to play different heroes on every playthrough, but I always gravitate towards Ghost Rider. I'm a Ghost Rider guy, and so
I don't like Robbie Reyes,
Robbie is
though.
awesome, and we will show Robbie on a later stream. Incredibly powerful, but his abilities come with a cost, right? So you have to be careful with Robbie because he's so powerful, but he's always either hurting himself or the squad. There's always a cost to pay, so he's
Interesting.
really fun to play. So I end up gravitating into a Ghost Rider playthrough if I'm not careful.
Yeah. Another question from chat. How is the UI experience between playing on a console and playing on mouse and keyboard? Lyrics.
I flip between them, right? So I think you probably play and control them
Yep.
more, right?
Yep.
I flip between them interchangeably. So yeah.
I love it how they have their own
show that.
cave. Like, what is this
to me,
room
they,
even?
They both feel great, right? And
Robbie
I will
is an
just,
interesting
depending
case.
on
I
what,
agree.
Machine I'm playing at. One of mine is set up mouse and keyboard. One of mine is set up controller, and they both feel very good, very fluid. An enormous amount of work from our UI team, from our engineers, went into making that feel interchangeable. But yeah, there's no loss of functionality. It feels different, obviously playing with either control scheme. But yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of information here. I'm glad they're finally ramping up. Lejeune is also a Midnight Suns creator,
Question from
a 2K Next maker. So I know he's pretty hyped about it.
Are trophies and achievements affected by difficulty level?
No.
Oh,
No,
thank
we
God.
do not we're actually not doing that in Midnight Suns. So we do not have trophies and achievements affected by difficulty level.
Good.
So rack them up, man.
I love all the difficulty questions with our community here.
Well, we've got a
It's-
history, right? We've got
We do have a
history.
history, and to the team's credit and the design team's credit, we have all those difficulty ranges
We do.
because we knew we wanted this game to be a bit more approachable. There's no doubt about that. We didn't want Captain America to die on a mission, right? We didn't want permadeath, but we do want some of these puzzles to be extremely challenging if you want them to be, and that's why we have all those.
That
those
is how
difficulty
games are
levels.
supposed to
and
be.
maybe we will
Let
do
people
one
decide how hard they want it
mission
to
and,
be.
like ultimate, I will play
And
it
XCOM
and
has
embarrass
been
myself.
notoriously
Oh, yeah, in the future, yeah,
a
you should
very
I'm
hard
happy to do it,
game.
to show how difficult it can.
Do they have
be.
New Game
That's
Plus
why we
in
have-
this game?
it's one
I don't
of my
know.
regrets from a design
In Gotham
standpoint
Knights,
on the
yes.
XCOM was that we didn't have more difficulty variation because we don't want this game to be difficulty should never be a bar to anybody playing, right? It should be
Yeah.
accessible to everybody. So
Right.
that's why we have
Love
these
it.
8 difficulty levels, is that you can make this game exactly what you want it to be.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Beautiful. I will stand for
Question
them.
from Meta Ray Matt.
Okay.
How long do you think it's going to take players to complete the story?
Conservatively, I mean, it's at least 45 plus missions, right? And that's unlikely, right? Because you're not just going to do exactly what you're required to do. So
I would say 50 hours.
50 hours.
50 hours.
Minimum is.
What's
is
up,
maybe
Nicholas?
45,
My son's
40.
just
That's
really
if
isn't my
you're
type of
just
game.
Straight lining it, golden path.
I feel you there. I don't think it's as hard of a it's as heavy as a card game as you think.
A lot of user tests.
Like, I think the cards are only one aspect of it. Think of it like this, okay?
Yeah.
You've got these abilities that you can use whenever you
Again, we cannot wait to get
whenever
into this
you
in
go
future,
onto the
but this
attack,
really is
like
an
any
RPG.
other tactical
And,
strategy
you know,
game.
The game is sort of.
Would I play this if it
at
wasn't
your
Marvel?
discretion.
That's a
You can
very
go
good
really
question.
deep into it if you
I
want.
don't know.
But it's cool though, you know.
I mean,
It's
easily
possible.
the best game our team has ever made.
I am
And
definitely
we
in on
wanted
this
that. We
because
wanted
it's
it to be
Marvel,
huge,
and I think that's
again,
fair. I think that's why a lot of us
We are
care.
trying to make this for everybody too. That can play for 80
But
hours,
yeah,
but
that's
for
a fair
someone like
question.
me,
I don't know
you
if
got
I
your
would.
kids, sort of
I've
like,
played
"Dad, what are you
XCOM
doing in the
before.
basement playing this game for 80 hours. You can still enjoy the story, and you can. streamline it,
but yeah.
and you can beat it.
Good
in a fair
question.
amount of time, and the story is absolutely incredible. So there's that option there for you if you don't want to get all the abilities and level up all of the heroes from a relationship standpoint. You can just straight line the story.
Yep.
And that's fine. I mean, look, I understand what you're saying, Nick. This game is definitely not going to be for everybody. 100%.
Is the
And
hunter
I think that's
customizable
fair.
when you choose gender,
This is
appearance, like that?
definitely
Yes. Yep.
a
The
game
hunter is
that,
customizable with appearance. You know, you can make the hunter look
that is
way
there
you
for
want,
people that like it.
way
You know what I mean?
want. So the hunter,
probably the
which
best
again,
time
we'll
to say,
talk
but
about
thank
in
you
a
for
future stream.
like Batman.
They
Oh
have
no, thank you, Sam. I
triple
appreciate that.
more the abilities of
What
the
other
hero
turn-based games do you play? Because I can't get into them.
that you're able to, customize the gameplay of the hunter. So you can
I'm
absolutely
playing one
change
right
look,
now that
unlock
you're
up to
going
10
to
skins,
see
which have
in 4
countless
days.
palettes that you can then
And
upload those skins
it's a
and
very
also-
interesting game with a very popular
And that was,
IP.
that was really important. To us. I mean,
And
there's
I'm not
there's
allowed to
moments in
discuss it
production
any
where,
further than that.
Can we make this the visual?
But
look of
on
Hunter
the
is
17th,
different, right?
you'll see lots of
Never worried at
videos.
all. I was
But-
never worried.
But again, credit to the team, the
Yes.
character team. They figured it out. We were able to really determine.
And
how to
I
get
think
multiple-
playing that
multiple
game right
genders,
now
and all
has
of the
me
face
a lot
customization
more
as well, too.
comfortable with what this
It's
game is
important.
going
I
to be.
think this
It's
is
kinda
one of
like
the first
practice
games
a
you
little
can step
bit
into the shoes of your own
in
customer.
a fun, goofy
if you
way.
want them to really take a different form, you can now do that. It's not so locked down that they.
But
always
stay
look the same.
tuned. On the
We
17th,
want the player to put themselves.
I'll be able to post some
that's what,
videos.
is to put themselves there, however they want.
I don't know how long the stream is
All
supposed to be
right,
for.
question from Midnight Son of a Guns.
That's not
That's a
bad.
good one. That's good. What you
All
got,
right,
son?
so this is a big one. Is Charlie actually Mephisto and behind everything?
Dang.
Oh yes,
That's deep.
There's always, whenever you watch the, lately the shows or the movies, everybody thinks everything's Mephisto, and Mephisto he's an interesting character. Charlie is not Mephisto.
You weren't gonna let him speculate?
No,
All right.
Shut
Just want
down.
to make sure.
Charlie is a hellhound with a heart of gold,
Yeah, Charlie
and I'm not gonna talk about Mephisto.
Yeah.
Also, another very important question: can you pet Charlie?
Oh yeah, you
Can you pet
only
the dog?
can, you should.
You absolutely should.
There's
You should.
gameplay benefits to it.
Yeah, yep. I was trying to be circumspect, but yes, as Garth says, you should. You absolutely should pet. You should pet your puppies. You should pet them if you have them next to you right now. Pet your puppies.
Thor.
Pet your cats. They're not going to like it, but you could pet your
Thor's
cats.
sleeping.
But
I would like to pet Thor, but he's
Yeah.
over on the couch sleeping.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So for the cat lovers, what do we have?
we do. There's.
I don't need
there's
12
a cat,
explosions going
and
off.
Like all cats, much harder to find than a dog. Right? It's not.
You're not wrong,
Us
Nicholas.
old
I
people.
understand completely where you're
There's
coming
a cat
from,
around the Abbey as well.
and it's going to be a hard sell for a lot of people, and I think they know that. You know, they're not expecting this to be, Marvel's Spider-Man
Alright,
level
Jackson
of
Lane
excitement
02.
for a lot of people. I think they just really want it to be what it
Building
is.
a relationship with one hero negatively affects the relationship with another hero.
Ooh.
Good question. When we thought about that, and not through
What's up,
the
Michael Jones?
relationship system. There's a couple ways that this plays out. So you will have events throughout the day around the Abbey. We call these. This is a developer term. We call these incidentals. But as you're walking through the Abbey, you may have cases where heroes are arguing, and you're going to make a choice. And one is going to result in friendship here and a loss of friendship there. And you can make that choice. We also have, again, to talk about the RPG, the Hunter, you can choose a path for the Hunter, which is more light path, a little more of a dark path, hero versus anti-hero. When you do that, you're
Game is going to be a lot like
affinities
XCOM.
for certain characters. The way you talk, the way you respond to different situations, you're going to form an affinity for certain characters. And you can imagine how, all these heroes work together. Is Captain America and Blade a match made in heaven? Probably not, right? They probably have different affinities. They probably respect each other. But I think that the Hunter has to choose the path, and you can choose a path in the middle, but you're going to choose a path that's a little more aligned with some more heroes in the Abbey, and then that's going to affect as well.
Yeah, and hopefully we can show more of that as we dive into the Abbey systems. Okay, a couple more questions from the chat.
Okay.
So one from Mark Prime.
I wish you would hold your earpiece.
Okay, yeah, no, I know. I
Just
feel like
seems
a
cooler,
secret
but
agent.
It's very
okay.
Cyclopsy.
Mark Prime. All right.
Okay, if your character is hurt or injured in combat, will they have to sit out from future missions until they're available again?
Have to? No. So hurt? Absolutely not.
Interesting.
So we have an injury system. And the way this works is that characters getting hurt doesn't matter, right? Your heroes get wounded. You saw there, right? Like our heroes got injured. It doesn't really matter. You're going to go back to the Abbey. Everybody's going to be healed up. If your character gets injured, if a hero gets injured, which is possible, and then you have to get really, really hurt in a mission, if that happens, they can gain an injury. And there are lots of different types of injuries that heroes can gain. But again, you can still take an injured hero into combat, and you might have to sometimes. You might have a
Forgot to
mission
even say,
where
"Hey,
you
what's
need
up,
to
guys?"
take magic on this mission. However, she is injured. If you take magic on that mission, then there will be gameplay repercussions for that. She may have special cards now that are inserted that are like, oh, this reflects her injury. It may say, oh yeah, magic can't use environmentals, or she can't move, or she starts at half health, or whatever it is. There's many, many different forms of injury. So you can always take your heroes into combat.
Yeah, it might exceed
But if you
expectations.
get
I think what they
injured,
showed
a
us
lot different than
in the
getting
two
hurt.
missions
So
that they
there's
did looked really
of course,
cool.
like anything in this
And I
game,
think we're
you can
all
also build
that are
and
like
upgrade
into
and
it
fixes
are pretty excited for it,
immediately.
you
Not
know?
only fixes it, gives you a combat bonus if you have an injured hero. So
I
a
look
lot of
forward.
ways
Well,
to do it.
no, it's I have to
And that
listen,
goes
you know.
hand in hand, too, with
I
one
thought
of
there
the
would be more
things we'll
gameplay
talk
or
about today
more
is
stuff
the
that they would
extensive
show.
roster.
But right now
Feels
it's all
really
dialogue,
good.
and
You're
I
gonna
can't
have-
really
you're
talk
gonna have
over them a
love
lot,
for
you know.
Your A squad, right?
Yep.
But there's a lot of mechanisms in this game that require
Yeah, so it's a little bit of
you
listening.
to use your B squad and even dip into the C squad, injuries being one of them. And again, you can mitigate that, like Jake said, with Abbey upgrades. But that rotation and getting a taste of each of the heroes is really, really important. We want you to play with them all.
And story-wise, every hero, even as big as this roster is, the reason the game is so long, every hero has their time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Right? You are going to play with each of these heroes. You absolutely are going to. And you'll find yourself in situations where you think you're going to be, oh, these are the heroes I really love. And then you'll have a mission because you're like, oh, okay, now I'm going to take Nico, or I'm going to take Iron Man, and I haven't played with them before. And you'll be like, actually, I love this hero. Now I start playing with this hero. So you will play with every single hero on the roster. You have to. But you'll also be encouraged with different gameplay mechanics as well.
Cool. All right, our final question
Yes.
comes from
Please, it's not my kids. is it?
Jason
Because-
Voldemort.
Oh, okay.
Is there a limit to how many cards you can have inside of your deck?
There is. So there's a limit to cards in your hand, but it's very big. It's 10, right? So it's rare that you reach that case. There is a limit. So the way that this works is that every hero brings 8 cards into combat, and it's up to you, the player, to determine which of those cards they are. There's some rules about it, but you, over the course of the game, especially with your favorite heroes, you are gonna customize what abilities every hero has, and you're gonna say these are the 8 ones. And it gets really tough with the hunter, where there are so many abilities to choose from. But you can say, all right, these are the 8 abilities they bring into combat. Every hero brings 8 abilities into combat. Now you can unlock things like the combos. Those come out of friendship. So as you increase friendship with other heroes around the Abbey,
Interesting.
then you'll start saying, okay, not only are each hero bringing in 8 cards, then we're also gonna
So it sounds like the Abbey, I mean, we kind of knew this already, but the Abbey is going to be a
Well,
really
thank you all for
important
your amazing
aspect
questions,
of
and
everything.
Thank you both for being up for answering all of them.
Thank you, Rachel, for hosting.
I am happy to do it. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social platforms, which we'll throw up here. That will be where you can find out when we're going to go live again and do future dev streams, digging in even deeper to the content. We will also be doing pre-orders, so we'll throw the link up here and in the chat as well, and check that out. Anything else before we
Hey,
wrap up,
Vinny.
guys?
I'm just so happy we're here. I'm so happy we're playing the game with people. That's
Yeah.
all we want to do, right? Our team is so incredible. They've done such an amazing job. I'm glad their work gets to be shown to people. I'm glad that we're at this point.
Yep, we're at that point, and it's really satisfying to show it off. And
Yeah, the Abbey is the
we hope you
hub,
all enjoy it too.
but there's a
Like
lot
you
of
said,
stuff
there's
to
a
do
lot more
there,
coming.
like interacting with
It
different
means a lot
characters
to
and
us, too,
stuff.
as devs, that just like with
Spider-Verse
XCOM,
Venom
we
did
go
look
into a
pretty
mission,
good.
We're not tired of playing, and
No.
we think you guys are gonna hopefully have.
I think
that
that's no, it's
I guess the
Sabretooth.
last thing is the game's coming out
Yeah.
December 2nd. It's gonna
Yeah,
coming
you
out
can
for
see that's
PC,
Sabretooth
Xbox
right there.
Series, PlayStation 5, and we're gonna give you guys more information about PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and Switch very soon.
Well, there's your confirmation there.
Definitely
Not
check out
canceled,
those
it
pre-orders
sounds.
And a Legendary Edition. We have a lot of stuff coming around the bend.
Awesome. Thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again in our future dev streams.
All right. Well, there we go. There's our dev stream. And as I mentioned, there was, wow, they only had 404 people watching. Well, that's disappointing. I talked about last week when I was at New York Comic Con. I got to see the Vengeance engine or whatever. And this is the actual HasLabs engine of Vengeance. It actually looks really, really cool. So this is my video. All right. You got the Goblin Queen. You got Mephisto. And you've got all these LED lights. The tires light up. This is $350 though. So it's very expensive. And I don't think it's going to get funded, if I'm being honest with you. It does look really cool. I'm just not into... I feel like you need at least 3 more figures to make this thing right. You know what I mean? Like, you're only getting 3 figures in the car for $350. It's a tough pill to swallow. So, yeah. I mean, everything's awesome, though. You know what I mean? Like, there's no 2 ways around it. It's a great looking thing, you know? And it just put me right to... Hold on. Let's go to... Where's my channel? I had a video of the whole booth. So this was the whole entire booth at New York Comic Con. A waste of money? I mean, for some it definitely will be. But you know, this is the booth right here for Marvel. So I don't know what this VV thing is. I think it's like, it's almost like a NFT kind of thing. They weren't even all set up because they ended up putting like a Thor here and a Captain America there and a Jane Foster somewhere else. But you've got the whole Hero Engine thing here. We already looked at that. You know, they had, that was a sick cosplay. They had the actual suits from Moon Knight and Miss Marvel up here. And when I went back on Friday, they had Thor and Jane Foster's suits. Well, look at how sick that is. I don't know why the video looks so bad. And then this is all the stuff you could shop for. And then they had Madame Tussauds over here. And this is the like wax museum. Man, this video looks bad. That sucks. But you can see that you got Loki. That was brand new. They had just revealed Loki. And they had just revealed or Black Panther, I think, had been out for a little bit. But yeah, that was really it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. So that was our first dev stream, co-stream. Everything looks really good, and I'm really excited for Marvel's Midnight Suns, which actually... Oh, look, you got Agent M was over there. I don't know if you know Agent M. Right over here, right next to Wakanda Forever, was a big Marvel's Midnight Suns display. I think I'm going to show it. They had some of these figures right here that you could get. But I think I'm about to show Midnight Suns. Did I not show it? Oh, I didn't show it. Wow, I missed it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be talking lots more about Marvel Midnight Suns soon, and we'll see ya.